So I may well have bought quite possibly the roughest, most abused, most worked Avon SR5.4 I could possibly find. I saw this thing in a farmer's field and it had been used for laying moorings, and you know, it's in a bit of a rough way, and you can see it's an ex-Coast Guard commercial spec one. The bottom is a bit rough, to say the least. When I dragged it out, it was absolutely full of moss, but the deck is solid and the transom is solid. It's a 1993 one. It had a good A-frame on it. It's got 5 chambers, 3 of which hold air. That one's got just a little pinhole in it. The bow is, I'm replacing the valve on it. And yeah, why on earth would somebody buy this? Because I just wanted to know how tough these boats are, and is it still usable? And you know, it's surprising the amount of abuse that this has had, that actually I think it's still got a bit of life left in it, believe it or not. You know, they're amazingly seaworthy. So if you don't know the SRs, they have these nostrils in here where they draw the water in, and then it floods under the deck to give them stability. And this one's still got the flooding hull. It's not blocked up. Whereas you look on the 4 metre over here, that's what a lot of people do. They block them up like that, just to, you know, get planes a little bit quicker. But yeah, it's surprisingly how much it holds air. But yeah, it's not going to win any beauty contests, but I don't know, for some reason that's why I like it. it's a rat rib, it is. But yeah, no idea what I'm going to do with this thing. But this is what 250 quid's worth of Avon looks like, that you've dragged it out of a farmer's field after I've dug all the moss out of it and cleaned most of the detritus off it. But anyway, out of the frying pan of the rotten transom and rotten deck into the fire of God knows what I'm going to find. So I forgot to mention of what I'm going to do with this. So a couple of mad ideas are just stick a big outboard on it and have some fun, or fit a stern drive and like an inboard diesel, like a VW TDI. I've seen people do that before, and I think that could be a mad project. You know, I wouldn't go hacking around of anything that looked any nicer than this, but I thought this might be the perfect boat to have a bit of fun with, but we'll see. So this is what the boat looked like when I picked it up from the farmer's field. It was full of moss, it had brambles all over it, and it was looking in a pretty sorry state. So first things first, let's give this thing a bit of a clean, dig some of the moss and soil and whatever detritus out of it, and see if it cleans up at least a little bit. Let's have a bit of a walk round of the Searider 5.4. This is the ex-Coast Guard one. It's in very, very bad condition. Managed to get it to hold air now, but obviously I've got bits of hypalon that need replacing, the tapes underneath. It's got actually missing fiberglass on the drain hole at the back there. Transoms, a little bit Swiss cheese. It's got added bits here. Took me a long time to get the bow chamber to hold air. It's just been used for laying moorings and it had just worn through badly there, so I patched that. That actually holds now. And again, this is all worn. This is all worn. It's got the original draining hull holes, or flooding hull holes. Yeah, needs a bit of work. So this is my brother's family helping me flip the boat over. Yeah, typical family chaos.
Get that board out of the way. Just keep the board out of the way. And then the other board, the other chair.
Why have you left it slanted like that? Oh, so just left it.
That's it. Okay, then. Let's have a look. So we'll get it kind of up on its side. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Can't we just put something into it?
Okay, try again. 1, 2, 3, go. That's good. That's got it. Is the chair back in the right position?
Toby says no.
Yeah, past the balance point, then somebody goes. Okay, then hold it on the balance point, and I'll go around here again. Alright, go on.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. Ben, come round here as well. It's on a balance point. Here. Come on here, go up, go here, go there. Go between. Toes, you let it go. Let it come, push, push, push. Going, that's good. That's right, you can come down. That's good, that chair in the right.
Oh, I can move it.
That's alright.
Mate, that was easy.
Sure.
Which side? That side.
This side. So here I've just been sanding the hull and cleaning some of the marks off the bottom. Well, the good side's looking better. We'll do some work on this side. So this is more sanding and cleaning of the hull. The hull has got paint over the gel coat, but also look at all the marine growth staining there is on the tubes. So that's going to take me some work as well. There's a lot of holes in that transom. So here I'm removing some of the hypalon bits and templating them to replace them with new. Here's the damage to the bottom of the hull and some of the holes in it. I had to fill in a lot of holes, and you know, here's a big one here that I had to fill, an old drain hole, and there's the drain hole from the flooding hull. So the plan is to glue this in there with thickened epoxy and put a ring on there, put some tension on there and squidge it tight, and then that's going to be cut and shaped and put filler all around here, and then I'm just going to laminate this out level with that and feather it in, and then lots of layers over the top. So here's where I've cleaned up the hole and I've epoxied in the piece of shuttering, and as soon as that's gone off I can shape it to the hull and then keep shaping it until it's ready for the new glass. So here it is. So there's 19 holes I've filled in that transom from various motors and things fitted on the back. Some of them I'm keeping for stuff that's going on the back. This is the old, where it had a flooding hull, and that's where the water runs out, where that was all, the glass was worn away, and I filled up the hole and glassed it all over. This is where there was a central transom drain, but I'm going to have a single engine, so I'm only going to be using these for the elephant's trunks at the side. So yeah, a lot of glass work and filling holes, little wear patches here. Still got work to do on the tubes, replacing. I've taken a piece of the hypalon off here, and you know, it's all scratched along here, so we'll have to do some flow coating. I'm in the process of blocking these up. I need to put more layers of glass over that and flow coat over the top. Another piece of replacement hypalon is going to go there. So there we go, and it needs at least one bit on each side of the rubbing strake doing. But actually underneath there you can see actually the hypalon's actually in reasonably good nick for all things considered. But there we go. So here I've masked up and added 5 layers of flow coat and gel coat, and just sanded it and try and get the edges sharp again. Obviously lots of sanding. Here you can see some of the new hypalon pieces that I got glued down, and the other side, and the strips on the bow, and what I call the boomerang piece. Rubbing strake glued and marked up and stuck down. And here's, I had to use caustic soda to clean the marks. So that's pretty much where I am with the Avon SR5.4 project. I wouldn't advise buying one that's in as bad condition as the one I have. It has been a lot of work, but you know, it's been fun rescuing the old boat. The next stages are going to be 5 layers of gel coat on the bottom, and sanding and polishing the hull, and getting it into a reasonable state, flipping it upside down, and then new flow coat on the decks, and then fitting a console, fitting an engine, and then finding a trailer of some sorts. But yep, thanks for watching. Cheers.